Here we are. Now that I'm finished with my frick session, I don't know what you would call it. I have water over here. I have my machine, obviously. I'm dealing with, yeah, let me segue into this. This is going to be a parts. I have decided to do some videos like my giddy aunt, my very, very good friend who is a spirit related person to me. Okay. And I don't know, I don't want to muck it up by saying twin because I don't know if that really is the case, but we're non um, romantic, if you will. We are like twins, but like a Luke and Leia kind of thing, like Star Wars. We're kind of like from the Stardust, but not the flesh, related. Who knows? We could have some same ancestry. I wouldn't know. Because I come from, in my gene pool, from that area in which he lives and where his gene pool is originally at. Because unfortunately, my gene pool did come over here and knew Plymouth Rock, if you will. And I am so sorry that it did. But I did go my gene pool from one side of the globe to the other. I am over on the Pacific. I am not on the East. And yeah, I'm not going to get too much into that, but let's just say that I don't feel like I belong here. I don't know. America never felt like home to me, though I feel very about freedom, independence. I'm strong about all that. So let me just say, I am here because I come into, and I wanted to talk to my giddy aunt. We were going to talk to each other earlier, and I thought we would anyway. And he's busy, I presume. And I wanted to talk to him because I had what might have been skull voice to skull technology occur, or I really did channel something. Now, I've never had a male voice come out in the, when I hear a voice, it's usually not so clear. It's like I can sense if it's masculine or feminine when I get channeling, if there's a talking to me kind of deal. And I wouldn't even say it's even a voice. It's a knowing. It's like what I am, I don't even know how to say it. It's an imprint where I can tell what energy it is, whether it's this way or that. But when I heard the voice earlier, so succinct, say to me, and I'm so tired, so I'm receptive. Okay, when I'm tired, I'm most receptive. Well, I purposely did not have caffeine today either, so that even made it even more pronounced. I got the word metamorphosis. Okay, metamorphosis we know is kind of like the phoenix from the fire, right? Changing, so something changing, transforming, transmuting, something changing from one way to another, or I don't know, the evolution. Okay, the evolution of someone or something. It's kind of like how a caterpillar will metamorphose into a butterfly. This is a funny story. I had ADHD, so I did not go to school and learn like kids do. I retained information, but it was kind of like recollected later. Some of it I would grasp, yes, but some of it I wouldn't. There was a certain little anxiety caught up in the maelstrom of my existence because I had been struggling with home life. There was a lot of abuse on me towards my mother and certainly on me by everybody. And it was physical, sexual, and, I'm just going to say right now, there was extreme abuse upon me as a child. And so much that I think that I had an auric field that was destroyed because my aunt reported to me when I was older that I did something horrendous to a cat. And I love cats. I love them so much. So I think that I had something in me when I was about, I think 2 is what she said. But I know the abuse that happened to me started when I was a baby. I had recall come. So let me go back. So this is why my learning disabilities happened, because that auric field was disrupted. If I had not been bothered, if you will, in ways I should not have been as a child, I think my learning issues I would have been a brilliant child. Because later when I went to see that psychiatrist who diagnosed me with ADHD, I went to him willingly. It wasn't, I needed to go. I asked him because he was the state reference point for that. He was the guy who everyone went to that was older than child age, elementary age, right? And so he told me that I had an exceedingly high IQ, that I wasn't supposed to be in a relationship, that I went to go then later look at my IQ, and it's like the top I think like 7-4 or something like that ratio. It's not the top three. It's just right under three. I mean, I can't remember. I think I kept documents here somewhere when I printed it out, but don't quote me. Anyway, so I had a really, really nice IQ. The doctor had told me that I should not be in a relationship. In other words, I excel when I have no extraneous issues with me, like a Tesla type. So who knows? I may have had a really good IQ if I was alone and not married. Um, I got involved with the guy who was my first, what I thought was twin when I flew over to see him. He had Asperger's, and he did not want to say what he thought I had, but he would not tell me. He said it was not ADHD. I think he wanted to tell me I was autistic. I don't know. Autistics, I think that they can be brilliant minded too. I don't know. But back to my education. So there was a lot that I did not get. Well, a lot of it I refute to believe because some education, I think that what they choke us with is a lie. Okay. So when they tell us certain truths, they're half truths, non truths, they repeal things and later they call it Mandela effect. So then they can redo the story. This is what the magician does. Okay, this is how I feel. I see things spiritually with my third eye as well as my two, and my brain is much better than it used to be because I have removed myself from certain societal, norms, which would be like go to the bread and circuses. I don't go to concerts. I don't go to movies. I don't go out to eat. I stay in and I try to keep my energy clean of what would cause me trouble. So I'm laying this out there. So I have learned though, let's get to where I'm talking about today. And I'll go on with this another time if anyone's curious. I have learned that there is such a thing as scalar technology, which is skull to brain technology. Now, in all my years, I knew the difference if I did channel, whether it was a masculine or feminine energy, but I didn't really denote the voice, so to speak. Speak, what a pun. Um, this today, metamorphosis come to me, and I'm going to go back to the reason why metamorphosis is a key word for me, okay? And that could be a calling card to what was going on to me when I first really took to the word metamorphosis. Um, I heard it in no accent, just a masculine voice. So, was somebody putting the word in through scalar technology to my ear? Or did it really come from, like, say, a relative and they are being more fierce and being more um, I did not recognize the voice, but that doesn't mean I would not know my ancestry voice. It could be my grandfather that died just a week or so before I was born. Could be his voice. I would not know his voice in any way. It was before answering machines, things like that when he died. So there is no way. And there is a lot of mystery around his death. So, I mean, yeah, maybe it could be his voice I heard. It could have been on my other side as well. I think that my mother's side, it's most probable, but that's neither here nor there. The reason why metamorphosis is a big deal for me, besides I'm going through it, and I have been consistently going through it, is that, let me say, okay, when I was in college, it was to go in and get a certificate, okay, which I never acquired. I've sort of been a renegade walking out in this wild world, right? A renegade who didn't really go through the rules because her brain did not construct the way that they expected it to. I could be a certain normal about me, but not entirely. I'm not retarded, okay? That's what people might say. I'm not. But I don't do well with testing. I am really good, though, when under no pressure, no expectations, and exceeding expectations. But when put under some kind of a duress, expectation, no. It's like my soul fights it. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't purposely do it. So, and it could be the way I'm made. I do have a trine between my Mercury and my Pluto, which is third and ninth house, which is a very spiritual communication. Like there's the other world talking to me. There is a connection, right? Otherworldly there. And it's all communicative. And yeah, Uranus, was it Pluto? I think Uranus is even doing something. I have to look at my chart, but I have some really significant markers that show that I am tapping in to beyond here. But metamorphosis come to me when I was taking a writing class, and the instructor was asking us to write about a metamorphosis, and she explained to us because of the mythology, that it come from. She was explaining to us the meaning of it and telling us that we needed to write about some kind of metamorphosis within ourselves. Now, if I was writing in that class today, I would have exceeded beyond belief in how I would have written. I would have completely had her awestruck. But it is neither here nor there. I was about, I want to say 23, maybe 24. I think 23. I'll have to look back into my chart. Maybe I've been asked to look at that too. Maybe that's part of it. But if it's skull to bone or voice to skull technology, scalar, right? Scalar wave, there's a chance that they put it here. And I don't know for what reason. And if it's a true spiritual reason, I don't know. So I am going to be reading for myself, like my my giddy aunt friend does. I'm going to do some self-reading here until I find people who want me to read for them here. And I want to grow this channel. So if you happen across this channel and you like to see me in live stream and read for you, free readings, you will help me grow this channel because somebody has been a derelict and they have flagged that F out of this channel. Yes, you heard me right. I know something of this nature has happened. It once upon a time used to be like Goddess. This channel was like Goddess because my twin had named me like Goddess. And we played games online together. And we got kind of in a carried away kind of way, and I think he thought of me as like the opposing force against his darkness. And so yeah, the whole thing got really eviscerated. It really did something to us. And if you've heard me talk about my twin, you can go back to the vlogs if you like. But if you're here for the readings, I am going to start reading here. You have my other channel. If you know my other channel, Tinker BT, you're welcome to go there too. This channel here, I won't be promoting that. I'll just now and then name drop it. This here channel is going to be reading for myself until anyone pops in and they help grow the channel. If we can get to 50 plus subscribers on this channel, I will start giving free readings. And the 50th one, the person who shows me their hand, let's say 51st, the 51st person to subscribe shows me their hand, they'll get 2 free questions. Okay, and then we'll go from there. And if you've seen me at my other channel, you know that I am generous when I'm able to be. So I am not holding back. I will help. I have the materials here, the energy, and I have the free will to do so. So I'm reading for myself right now. So right now you're an onlooker. Okay, and I don't do my incense right here because it's a little booth and I'll be choking really bad. It's bad enough my lungs can't take it. You might hear raspiness. That's because I breathe that a lot. Where I live presently, I don't have very good ventilation, so I don't want to have a fire either. This here shag, so I have to do it right outside where I'm at right here, and then kind of walk around with it. And that is not what I'm doing on screen. So unfortunately, I can't give the whole pop that everyone likes, but I hope the colors and the cards and everything else are exciting enough. And there's me. I hope that I am optimal enough too. So I'm rolling dice. Now I'm asking Spirit, please tell me. I am looking for answers as to where this metamorphosis channel come from for me. Okay, Neptune's already telling me that it's probably outer world and ninth house. Sagittarius, that's where I have it in my chart. So I'm feeling that this is actually related to my heritage, I feel something real, but I've got some both demon and angel cards on standby here, and I'm going to ask, please, about that Metamorphosis channel I received today. I pulled out 2. Space is not something I have right here on standpoint. We have Marbus, causes and cures diseases, tells secrets and things hidden, can make one shapeshift. So, where I'm aware of shapeshifters and people who can use technology to do so, I'm still unclear right now where we are, but let's see. This one's Harez. And the number of the card is 5, which is magic and change. 5 is one of those numbers you can actually use to, and actually I have several of them in my name. So this speaks to me, maybe my hereditary. Knight of Swords. Oh, 10 of Wands, so a great burden. This could be a ancestral burden as well. We'll find out. Maybe my family was trying to metamorphosize. Metamorphosizing and shapeshifting are very, very similar, interestingly enough. Hara's number 64, which also reduces to a 6 and a 4, which is 10, makes me think, a 9 of swords, watching, waiting. It says he destroys and burns all enemies when requested, speaks of the creation and the world, tell of past and future. So a metamorphosis is like a creature, a being that goes from one stage clear to another. Much like the moth, or I shall say the butterfly and the caterpillar, but also to some level you could even think maybe the phoenix being ashes in the end and then re-rising, so going back and forth between two spectrums. We're going to look at the angels in reference to my Metamorphosis channel today. Please, Metamorphosis in the channeling today, can you tell me the origins of that, please? And thank you. We have Nelchil, the hangman, 23, the only god. Desire for knowledge, protects from liars, evil spells, and bad spirits. Oh, I love that one. 21 reduces to 3, which is a magic number. Communication relating to Mercury and Gemini. And my known enemy has been a Gemini. Well, at least he shown himself to be, unless he heals. This is going to be the case in point. Lelahel, Knight of Pentacles. The slowest one in the deck, right? Number 6, which resonates with me personally, the praiseworthy God. Light and understanding, acquires knowledge and cures illness. That's 2 cures of illness. So metamorphosis. Maybe my friend gave me some advice that I need to take up, and maybe that's where we're going with this, because I want to cure that illness that I've been carrying all my years, since the time I was a girl. And I think that the gestation period of creating that illness was the physical sexual abuse that I incurred as a girl who had been touched too early, if you will. I think it created the stymie in my body that I could not carry. I could not create, right? Because something had happened. And maybe it was guilt, because I met a man who was like a walking angel after a therapy session when I was probably the same age, maybe 22, 23 in there. And he told me, he said, it's in your gene, your women, in your family. Yes, Queen of Cups. High intuition, right? High sensitivity. He recognized me on sight like he knew me all my life. He walked up to me with a cane, like a man from Mulder and Scully, X-Files, okay? He walked up to me, and it's like he knew me, and he didn't even use the words R or M for the things that have occurred to me, like physically abused, right? And he told me things that are supposed to be privy only to my family. And he said, in your women's line of your family, the females of your family have suffered this. So he did not really explain. He just spoke in kind of poetry, and it took me a while to get it. I mean, it's like he was an angel incarnate talking to me about what happened to me. We have a complete... Okay. So I don't know if I have a actual twin out there that is a true one. I have already come to terms that my husband and I are more karmic, and that I am here to help him along his journey so that he can wake up, and he is sleeping. And I don't know if it's a fool's errand. I don't know. It's neither here nor there. But I am trying to be there for him when he is ready to speak, because I'm there for him and he knows it. But if I am Queen of Cups here and there is somebody telepathic with me, it is a matched energy here. They're the Queen and the King of Cups. So maybe somebody in my own energy, as far as age bracket, because the Neptune and Sagittarius, that would make sense. Queen of Wands and Sagittarius speaking again. High Crown. I'm feeling a real masking effect here. So somebody unhealed, somebody wanting to hide, somebody in plain sight. Um, I don't think that this is the twin I knew before, but he did have a water rising, so it is quite possible. But it would obviously take him a tremendous amount of healing, and I don't think that we'll be ever united in this lifetime. Queen of Wands makes me feel Batman, and he used to resonate with Batman. But I'm feeling this person who left me this message. It could have been my twin getting in, breaking in, maybe using what is that? The underworld kind of technology they have. The what is that they call that? The internet, the dark internet, whatever that is. Yes, Nine of Swords. I'm feeling the black goo. See, coming from her eyes, like working with sentient energy to get through. Maybe using a technology that I would not deem something I would mess with, right? Because it took our very Max Spears away. Um, okay, he is creating magic on me because it says the work must be done, worth waiting for. So he's putting work out. So he is using some kind of sentient black goo technology. I feel he's using the he may very well be using the energy of these two demons because he wouldn't resonate with angels at all. I do know that they work with us, all of us, but they do disconnect sometimes. If you go overboard, they will disconnect, as will the spirit guides. Destroying and burning all enemies, when requested, speaks on the creation of the world, tells the past and the future. Okay, now that is a 10. We have 11 in the, wow, I'm looking at them as in their pairs. Okay, so let's look at this. We have 11, so this is me and him. The light side would be me, 6. The dark side would be him, 5. Marbus, 10 of Wands, me, Knight of Pentacles. The praiseworthy God for me, and for him, there isn't, I don't know how to, there isn't any words for that, but so he would cause and cure disease. So if he had to bring on a disease to make me succumb to his will, he would tell and exploit my secrets, and I know he has a great many. And he was very good at ferreting out further. He even went on to classmates.com and he cozied up with maybe people I knew. I removed myself from there, but he was so awful about wanting to be under my skin any way he could. Can make one shapeshift. He could even try to portray himself as me. That's what worries me the most. As I was talking to Oh My Getting On, he could portray himself as me. If he wanted to, he could sock puppet an account, pretend to be me, and he could play my ex-lovers, my old boyfriend, my old friends, anyone who knew me. This is really scary that he knew things about me. He could do this. My light side that he is trying to take down says, for the angel here, light of understanding acquires knowledge and cures illness. So if he throws something my way, then I bounce it back his way. 6 is 1 greater than 5. This is 11. This is our number, the twin number. Okay. The other two, and I'm going to call this off and do another part up to this. The other two was his was 10 and mine was 21. Well, 64 and 21, which is 10, which is 1 and 3. Together is 13. One of our other numbers is 13. His says, destroys and burns all enemies when requested, speaks of the creation of the world, tells the past and future. So again, to denounce anything to be hidden, to shed light on all secrets that you may deem wanting to be private with. So myself, wanting to hold private, things I deem private, right? Then I have the Hanged Man, the only God. I'm blowing my trumpet with the angel here. Desire for knowledge protects from liars, evil spells, and bad spirits. So this would be the bad spirit, the liar. Well, he could be telling the truth, right? He could be. But he is revealing secrets he's not supposed to. So that would be the evil, that would be the bad spirit, doing something that is not considered of light. You know, it's a disingenuous, there's no integrity about it. So it matches with Floros, which is one of the sigils. I think it's one of the Floros. One of the no, we're not going up here. I'm sorry. I have to keep my boys safe. I don't want them in this. I know they want to be so badly, but because of the energies we have that could watch these, that's why I'm protecting them. I sometimes can't fight them, but I do my best. That's the bad thing. The incense is something they don't like, but because this is like a fire hazard here, I don't really want to do too much here. But I probably should put some here just to kind of make them less interested. So I'll have to keep some incense on hand because the fragrance bothers them. They might not want to be in this. Yeah, okay. Interestingly enough, he is also in one of the energies. It's like a chess match. Marbus is a lion, which is the dark side of Leo, probably, because it is 5. 10 of Wands, it's fire. So the dark side of Leo. And he is a Leo, Venus. And his Venus Leo actually connects with part of my chart. And he's very obsessed with me. So I've been hearing lately, even though Ed had done a pendulum for me, and I believe that wholeheartedly, but I think that this man weaves in and out of different sock puppets and energies, like because he gets involved with people as a narcissist, so he can wear masks of many, and also he's playing with different dark energies, so he could use different energies to as we said earlier, shapeshift. So he is real clever, and I do think he is not let go. Now, I could be one of many he is doing this to, so I mean, I'm not going to be arrogant and think I'm the only one that has his attention, but I do think he's still obsessed, possessed, what have you. He's obsessed about me. It hasn't stopped, and it could be because he felt like he lost the battle with me, and it's like he is a sore loser. He doesn't want to feel he could lose. Anyway, I am going to leave this portion here, and I am going to try and steer this back to the metamorphosis and get away from the twin, because I do feel he may be involved. He's using a technology that is related to the sentient goo, that if anybody is schooled on that, they know what I'm speaking of, because I think it is scalar or school too. He's using any resource he can get. I think that my guides are so protective. My angel team that is with me are so protective. I have really boned up on my protection. He can't get through, and he is mad. He's using what mechanisms he can. I think that I'm a challenge, and so it gives him a great hard-on to play around with whatever he can to get to me. I am going to do another part on this. I'll be right back. Fire Queen 11. Fire Queen 11 back with the next part. I'm going to talk right now while I'm getting the cards back into position, just to explain how energy is working. I've been dealing with 2 definite narcissists in my life, one being my mother. Today I had an episode with her, which I'd like to go into, but I can't. She is in my life, but she's been cut away quite a lot. Because, now what do we have here? Let's find out. Because of my time, I haven't got any. 2 wands fell out, okay? Because I haven't got any. And she knows that I have to make this possibly a business one day, that I would like to grow these channels and possibly be a paid reader or do something to correspond in a well versed way of making maybe a simple living, enough, right? She knows that I have to put a lot of energy into this, so I don't have the time for it. And I have not cut her out of my life, but to this level, her narcissistic ways are put off. She feels slighted and insulted. You can tell in her tone. She has her moments where she feels like she's in a pity party, and she won't say so. But I really don't have time for it. And yesterday, I don't want to go on to this. I should put this in the vlog, but I'm going to listen to this again so that I can remember to come back to it. I've been with the cold air in the house because of the heat. We have the air on. I've been experiencing extreme pain in my arms because of my childhood wounds I had in my arms. And I'll go to this later. But anyways, so that was the first narcissist person in my life, and she's been my narcissist person all my life. Married my husband, so I guess you want to say I have 3, but there's 2 right now. Married my husband. I'm here for him. I love him. I am codependent on him, and he is me. But he is a covert narcissist, somebody that only sometimes it will show itself. And it does. And the 2 of them have a common thread, being born out of a family of a lot of children and being the firstborn. That is a common thread. And they both feel like they're the cat's meow. It's a common thread. They also both carry Sagittarius, which I do too. But the other person is the twin I've spoken of here on the channel. That person is a blatant, in your face narcissist. Anyone who hears him, he has a charisma, so he can like draw people in. He has the ability to entice the most naive person, the person who might not even know that they have anything going on in between the loins. He is a person who could seduce the socks off of a nun. As somebody who's been a virgin for 60 years, he's that good. He could finesse it the way that he does the gaslighting, the love bombing. Yeah, he could do it. Queen of Swords, but I did the cutoff on him. I don't think that he's used to that. I think that people fall into his spell. I think people fall for him really easy. But I'm not here to talk about him. I'm not. So I'm just going to say yes. I Queen of Swords to him. He did think he ended it. I think he wanted me to chase and grovel and beg, because when he finally had the final words that he had, it was like, I can't trust you. I think you're sleeping with your husband and not telling me. And I can't trust you. You're a married woman. Why did I let myself get into a relationship with a married woman? Why did I let myself get this far into it? 11 months afterwards, he's saying that to me. And he's already, I think, investing at that time with somebody who was going behind my back on and calling me on being with my husband. When all my husband received from me was a hug and maybe a kiss on the cheek, I wasn't about making out with my husband or having. And to be quite honest, and I'm kind of being out there, I've been celibate since before, because he was depraved and wanted to see me and my husband like doing things on screen. We did things for him. And I still didn't feel anything for my husband that way. I have no simple stirring from my husband. Some things happened over the years. My husband has lost his ability to show himself up, if you will. Ace of Wands. He went to the doctor. It's because of the prescriptions he's on. He can't perform as a man. And it isn't his fault. It's the prescriptions he's on. He claims to be desirous of me. He does. I don't take it personally, though I do feel I am not my best right now. I don't take it personally. I don't feel he's not desirous. I just don't feel a chemistry. So there you have it. That's the truth. That's the honest truth right there. It has to do more with chemistry. He's a nice looking man. He's appealing. And I had worth waiting for again. Yeah. So if things were to come around for us, then maybe things will work out. Maybe staying together is the right thing. Something may work out. But because of his heart, not a good idea for him to go on one of those erectile dysfunction meds. Those little blue pills? No, not a good idea. So can you tell me more about this sentient black goo used to do the channeling that I had today, the reception I had? No accent, no voice. Metamorphosis, please. I channeled this today. What was that about? Please tell me what that was about. Knight of Wands. Okay, so we have a total S&M kind of feeling about it. Somebody who would be captive, have me captive, and it would be maybe sexual, because Knight of Wands is the lusty one. He's the one that chases after. He wants, and this is a Marquis de Sade feeling all over it, because he's got the mask, and it's like, let me whip you, let me make you my chattel, let me make you my, my item. You're not a person. You don't have feelings. Yeah, he's trying to hunt me down. I feel it is him. And then I pulled out Eight of Wands, wanting to trap me in my mind. So he wanted me to take this, and we have this back again. The Nine of Swords with the sentient goo coming from her eyes. You see, there's no way around this. It's either my twin working with a network, or it's himself doing this with whatever ability he has. Now, I've come into the know that because he was involved with the G mint, right? The G blank 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 mint, okay? The powers that think they are, right? Ten of Wands. That it is like an IT thing. IT. No, TI. I said it backwards. A TI thing. If you know what that means, right? The initials TI. Look into it if you don't know, because you could be one. If you were a black sheep on either side of your family, or certainly like mine, both, if you're highly empathic, doesn't matter the kind of empath, you may have been sought after by these groups, these peoples, these entities, right? They are inhabited by entities. They aren't really people. They aren't on the right side of things. They aren't good. They aren't in for favorable reasons. He wanted to put me up in my heads. In my head, he wanted me to have a burden. He wanted me to feel the strength of the burden, so that the power of it, so that I would turn to him. Maybe he thought that if I heard Metamorphosis, I would run, around in circles like a crazy woman, you know? Man of Swords. Like a crazy woman who's gone just beyond. Well, Eight of Wands, he wanting me to message him. Like this is his way to bring me into his arms when he is just still operating in the Knight of Wands, sexual, lusty energy. So maybe it is him. Yes, the Tower. And I asked for messages from my bird friends because, as my friend told me, the story about me and my card and how I relate to the sky and energies, right? So I spoke out a request for the birds to come to me if they were the birds that were meant for me, that they weren't sent for the wrong reasons by the wrong people. Well, there's a blackbird there, as I've had many, many join me here, right? Some have been with me for the reasons that are for me. Some have been against me to ferret out information on me. There's only one here in her hand, and this is 16, which resonates with 7. It reduces to 7. The Tower, the ending. I feel there'll only be one bird that's going to come to me. It won't be a host of them, a slew of them. I feel it's only going to be one because the birds ceased to come. So all of those were the ones that weren't meant to be. I have one particular bird I'm supposed to look to. And I'm going to have to get outside and I'm going to have to ritualize speaking to the feathery friends and find the blackbird that is going to be there for me. Because this is me, and I have to trust that I have one bird friend that is of the dark energy that walks between light and dark. There's going to be one bird to trust. And so now there's been a clearing. No birds have shown up. There was some songbirds out front where I have a little tree. A little tree is where they were, not on my top where I have lighting. So let's see what I can find out more about this bird situation. The world. So a new beginning. Back to number 3, magic. Holding the world up. I feel like this is Atlas energy here because he's holding the world up. The earth, as you were. Almost like the wrong birds that don't belong with me were sent away, right? They were sent to the other side of the globe. They can't be here. They went back to sender just like all the curses did. They were monitoring spirits. Monitoring, I can't say it, spirits can be humans or animals, insects, anything basically. And they were monitoring. They were ferreting out information on me any way they could. He's that desperate. I am going to include Natalie's video at Alchemy and Me because she was putting in detailed clues that made me realize that he is looking at me. That is him. I'm really sensing it is him, and he has, yes, he's under judgment. Now, I don't know what players he has involved, if he's working with a group or he's got information from the groups he needs to get things going on his private time. And this is his private mission to get me where he wants me because he wanted to cage me up. He wanted to lock me down, literally like a piece of meat, like be his. I don't know to what I'm doing. I wouldn't even know if he's a cannibal. I wouldn't know if he wanted to get a POLICY on me or if he's a cannibal. I mean, there could be some real serious stuff going on. Yeah, we had passion on screen, but at the very end, I realized he may have been duping me. He might not even have been getting off with me. I might have gotten so lost in my own energy that I lost myself and he wasn't even enjoying it like I was. So that I still don't know. I can't go back and review those videos to know. The lovers, that's his energy there. And with the candles, I feel magic has been lit. Yeah. He's holding her neck with his hand. So if you're somebody who understands how BDSM works, which I do because I did live that lifestyle when I was younger, having his hand on her neck is like a dominant kind of a stance. It's his way of showing. So if you're keying in for your own reading, if this feels like it's fitting you, yeah, this lover's card denotes somebody who would not only light these wax sticks, candles, in hope to bring change into the situation, because there's 5 of them here, and though it's 6, there's 5 candles, so they lit it with desire to change what is going on. He is desiring that choice that he chose to change. Page of Pentacles, so he could slowly come at her, and probably me, as in this being my reading. So he's using sentient energy to, I feel he wants to seduce me. I don't know. This is feeling like it's him. The metamorphosis is him wanting to change, transmute what has happened, wanting to blind me from the way he's treated me so far, what his objectives were so far, me learning that I was better off straying from him. He wants me to lessen my ability to avert my eyes to what I know, to not look face to face in squarely at the truth that it is, to not pay attention to my pineal gland, to not understand my higher source of wisdom. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Now, for this to show up for his reading, with him in this reading, I should say, 3 is magic again. It actually reminds me of how he used to try to make me take his point of view. Here, let me contort you in any way I can so that you can see things the way I want to show you. Pervert your own wisdom, pervert your own knowledge, your own knowing, your own seeing, your own instinct, any psychic abilities you have, and I am telling the truth. He is certainly the wizard behind the green screen. That is how he operates. So this is the Hangman approach he's trying to give me. He wants this channeling he's using on me to twist and turn the narrative so that I will change my MO on him. Page of Wands. Even younger and purer energy. Here, look at me. I am clear and absolved of impure energy. Look at me. There's an arrogance about this young page. Look at how he looks at those trained birds. And here I'm working with air. And he knows I'm a triple sword. 3 birds. My sun, my moon, my Venus. So that makes sense right there. He wants me to believe that he's pure now, that he is transmuted, and that the metamorphosis is taken hold, that we can then metamorphose ourselves together. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Because as I said, didn't I say he wanted to cage me? And he literally told me that. 8 of Swords, she has her head in a bird cage. 8 of Swords. Yes. She's seeing herself in the mirror. So he's using mirror magic to put me this way. He's using mirror magic to put me into a 8 of Swords. He wants me to do the whole mental anguish thing. He wants me caged and unfree. He wants me to bend at his will. So whatever metamorphosis I do, he wants it to go to the script that he has written for me. Yes, with 6 of Cups, kind of like I read for somebody yesterday. Because he's remembering the sweet moments we had. I've been having this actually come to me lately. The memories. Oh, how enchanting they were. How beautiful and sweet and naive they were in the very beginning. He's going back that way, and he's trying to take me back with him. So he's interlacing whatever's going on with him. And he's using the sentience. He's using the black goo. Whatever it is through technology, he's using the 2. And can we get clarification, please, for that? Page of Wands out of another deck. Yes, it's lust energy. As you did say, oh my Gideon, if you're hearing this, it is lust. He is watching me out of lust. Can you please clarify the watching me lustfully on the map right now? Is RT watching me lustfully on the map right now? King of Swords. Yes. Yes, he is. He's using the birds. He's using any kind of air mechanism he can. And also the dragon resonates for him. This RT person, I'm speaking only with his initials that are not his natural initials. One of them actually does echo his actual from what he gave me. So I don't know if his name's real. He resonates with the dragon. So he is using the air energy. Channeling would definitely be his way, using birds, using waves. Scalar technology and sentient goo wouldn't be beneath that, I don't think. Let me get some dice here. Saturn and Sagittarius. I don't remember where his Saturn is currently, but I feel as though that could relate to my rising, which is my incarnate body. He would like to lock down, Saturn being very domineering, locking in time, lessons being given, and maybe he would like to use a whip. I'm feeling based on his history. Maybe he would like to beat me. I have had a feeling of that. Maybe that, let's see what we get. Because Saturn is not a friendly guy. Saturn is the one of time, of lessons, of karma, deliverer, karma, strength. He's trying to break down my strength, my resolve. So Ursa Major and Ursa Minor are resonating with this too, not just Leo, because the bear, Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. And to some level, I relate with that with my sending, I believe, or my birth time. So yes, my birth suit. So he would, and that's temptation, with her holding the apple with the strength card. His Venus is tempted by me. His Venus is definitely trying to ensnarl me. He's operating with his Venus right here. A Leo Venus. He thinks of me as a beast that needs chained up. He's lustful of me. Yeah. I'm going to leave this part and I'm going to come in. Well, let me see. Let me try and do a few more minutes actually. I'm going to do these in part videos, so there'll be 2 of them. Can we clarify that strength, please? 5 of Cups. I feel like it's like he's laying a trap. If you look how he's looking behind himself at the moon that's in the background and the cups following down the stairs, like he's laid a trap. And I'm supposed to follow him like that runner chaser thing. He wants me to chase after him. This is him. And he actually wears a beard. Now, from what I know, he's not, red haired at all, but this is still him. It's like he's watching. And this is so his energy too. Well, this is actually not a moon, it's a portal. He's waiting to have me chase through that portal. He knows that we're locked out of time from each other. He wants me to chase after him. He knows that I am the only way. So he can't go up. Only I can go down. He can't go through the portal. He's not been operating correctly through light. Only light is allowed through that portal. So it's like asking a fairy, come down from your pixie, portal, and only we know you can come out. We can't go into yours. And as I've said before, I live in a hobbit house. So he knows I'm in a light sector now. He knows I've ascended to some level, not completely, but we are not vibrating the same way. I feel that whatever way he can meet me, he will use technology, magic, any way he can to get me to chase him. I think it's fun for him. He's turned on by me chasing him. Let me see what the cards have to say to that. Yes, I miss wish fulfillment. If I chase him, it turns him on to no end. He'll grow. So that feeds him, that nourishes him. It probably nourishes his beast. 10 of Pentacles, yes. This tells a pretty good story here. I think that's Venus's son, if I recollect. He was a metallurgy. I can't think of his name. But it seems, though, as the look of the art. Electricity, that is what I have ruling me. But 10 of Pentacles. He feels he needs my energy to grow his worth. So for me to chase him, it would feed him even greater, to make me believe that I was less than, so that when I was to come in contact with him, be with him, He would feed on me, and I'd be the actual producer of the energy that would be giving to both of us. He wouldn't be a true emperor. He would just be a mere maybe Knight of Wands, and in reverse at that, and I would be the Empress and the High Priestess, and he would be capitalizing off of everything that I put forth. Yeah, there's 9 of coins here on the 9 of coins. The 9 of coins card. You have what would be pre-empress energy. So yeah, I haven't really got established in my business, so to speak, but I am working on it. So I am in the works of it. He would take that and then he would try to make the rest of what's from there. The 10th one, he would try to create his own thing and say, no, look what all I've done. Like, take credit for every effing thing I've done. He hasn't put very much, I'm not trying to put him down, just being honest. He hasn't put very much artistic creativity into what he does. He does do another format on the mechanisms online platforms, right? But he reiterates news. He respins it his way, which it's good to have all kinds of opinions, true, but he's just spitting out the same information that's out there verbatim. He doesn't really, he even still has art that I put out there for him, I made for him. So, and I've not looked lately, so I mean, he might not now, and I'm not stalking him, but I'm just going on how he operates. And he does want to build a foundation with me. So yeah, I do feel with the 4 of Wands, it's saying that he does, but he wants to lock me down. He doesn't want to have a positive. So he is trying to use manipulation, energy, and technology manipulation. That metamorphosis, I'm going to ask my friend to read on, and I will report what he tells me. But that metamorphosis, I feel, is a non-organic channel that I received. Not organic. And I got an 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah. So I come away from it and I pulled them. I plucked them each out like darts in the brain. I pulled each sword out of my head and I'm walking from being restricted and not thinking. So by coming here and doing this, it was a cleanse fest for me. And I think that I have done what was right. And I think that I'm sharing this because it may fit somebody. I do know there are a lot of people who we have mimicry situations going on right now with these twins that are not healed, that are trying to keep the twins that they might feel an insane amount of chemistry for, ensnared with them. And if it's true that he's a straight man and he has no interest in being with another man, or hasn't been, and he wasn't lying to me, then he may have recognized. But I can't know this or that because he put us in a position where we can't be in touch with each other. He did this, and this is the results. I'm left to be in a quandary. He may truly be a gay man unknowingly, or he may have wanted to experiment, which I'm not to judge him if he did, but he should have been honest to me. That, in the very least, he should have been honest. And if he was portraying himself to be energetically enjoying a climax with me, he should not have been pretending. And if I'm not his kind of person, as in I'm a woman by birth, okay, I'm female by birth, he should have, okay, told me the truth. He should not have played some kind of game. So now, maybe he was truly into me. Maybe he still is. That I won't know. And I can't let him in. I can't give him the keys to the kingdom, okay? It's just the way it is. He put this way. And I'm not trying to be small-minded. I'm trying to be protective of my energy. And I have gone through the light portal. I'm on my way up. He can't get through it. He knows there's only a few ways to contact me and get in touch, be in my energy. And he's working on it. He is doing what he can. He has gone to the dark web to get technology. And he might have even paid for a little bit of curses or spells to help him along. And that is that. So I'm going to be careful if I hear a voice that has no recognition to me at all. If it doesn't sound like something I recognize and it's through a channel, then I'm going to realize it needs to be discerned strongly because it's not the kind I'm used to. Well, this is for the tail end of this. I think I'll go ahead and say I had a little out with my mother today because of religion. It's funny how when I want to talk to her about something, if I don't agree with her, she doesn't want anything to do with it. She cuts down the conversation immediately. But if I go along and converse with her and I have to grudgingly listen to the details and it's something that's of a belief system or something and I have to go along with her, I either have to bend to her level or the conversation's done. How narcissistic can you be? So a person who's, say, 70 years old over, they just aren't going to change. I cut the conversation off. I was dealing with my cards. I was like, she's toxic. There's no way around it. She knew it all along. She told me through the years where we were like living together, and it was not the dynamic either of us wanted. But yet she needed me. She needed me as much as I needed her. It was a different kind of thing. And if you understand, you understand. Okay, obviously she was giving me material support. She was doing the opposite with me and getting the support that was otherwise. So I was being siphoned in a way. So that was my entire life that I spent trying to untie myself, untangle myself from that trauma. I took care of myself for a while. Some things went wrong. And she was like the rescuer, if you will, which is what my twin wanted to be too. Because a lot of times it's like the coyote might say to the hen, hey, there's a little warm place over here, get warm. And do you really trust the coyote, right? The coyote's cunning and they have their motives and you have to be wary of them. So anyways, yeah, I'm spiritual now and I know she resents it. I think because she knows that I know, the ish. I know, that I'm speaking my truth and she doesn't believe in that. She doesn't want me to speak my truth. And I think that's where the crux is, because my Saturn is attached to her moon, which is Altarian, which is Hierophant. I'm meant to be a person who is spiritually atoning to higher order. She doesn't want to. Her moon's emotion, it's indulgency, it's lower vibration. And being a mother who wasn't really always present to her child, she doesn't want to remember how she may have failed me here or there. Instead, she wants the world to see what a good mother she was. So it's all about appearances. It's not about the heart of the matter, if you will. And I'm not here to smear or talk. I'm just saying that I had a moment today that really took me down. I felt like a shark had dragged me under the water for that moment. And I got free of it. I got sound going in the background. I'm going to go ahead and put this one out. And it's the second part. This is Fire Queen 11. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get us to 50 plus. You can get free readings here if you help me along. Thanks so much. Bye for now.